Do you also get confused about which hero to pick when you're forced to play a lane you barely touch? Don't worry, you're not alone. In this video, I'll show you the best beginner-friendly heroes for every role in Mobile Legends. These heroes are not just easy to use, but if played with the right mindset and hands, even the meta will fall before you. Whether you're learning a new role or want reliable picks to win more games, this is the guide you need. I'll be showing you 2 beginner-friendly heroes from each role. The criteria for choosing these heroes is simple. They're easy to learn and play, even if you're new to the role. And most importantly, if played the right way, these heroes can not just reach Mythic, but dominate in it. These are the type of heroes that can make even the current meta look weak in the right hands. So let's jump in and find your perfect pick for every lane. All right, let's start with the mage role, also known as the mid lane, one of the most impactful lanes in the game. The mid laner often controls the tempo of the early game and helps in rotating to side lanes. And when it comes to beginner-friendly yet powerful mages, the first hero you need to master is Eudora. Now, Eudora might seem simple, but don't underestimate her. She is a burst damage monster. Her main strength lies in her ability to delete squishy enemies in one combo. Yes, you heard that right. She can one-shot most squishy heroes like marksmen, mages, and even some assassins before they can react. Eudora has simple skill combo, lock target skills, high damage with little farm, and is perfect for punishing positioning mistakes. First skill to poke, second skill to stun, then ultimate for the big burst. Great for players who are still improving their aim. Even with basic items, Eudora can melt enemy backliners. If someone overextends, Eudora makes them disappear instantly. She's especially dangerous in lower to mid ranks where enemies often make positioning errors. Players absolutely hate Eudora for her stun, especially marksmen, mages, and assassins, because once you're caught, there's no getting out. Now let's move to the second mage, Valier. While Eudora is about burst damage, Valier is all about zoning, poke, and crowd control. Why Valier is a top pick for beginners. Insane lane control, constant poke and slow, strong anti-engage and peel and purify built into his ultimate. His first skill can clear waves quickly and poke enemies from a safe distance. He keeps enemies away and makes it hard for them to engage. His second skill knocks enemies back, which makes him great at saving teammates and denying dives. His ult removes all debuffs and gives movement speed, so you don't need to rely on battle spells like Purify. His classic combo of second skill to knock enemies back, followed by first skill for damage and slow, is super effective and hard to deal with. Valier is especially annoying for close combat heroes like fighters and assassins. They try to jump on him, but he just knocks them back and melts them with fire. He teaches players positioning, wave management, and how to zone enemies effectively, making him a solid long-term investment. Next up, we're heading to the EXP Lane, the home of fighters. This lane is all about dueling, sustaining pressure, and diving into team fights when your squad needs a frontline bruiser. And if you're new to this lane, there are 2 powerful and beginner-friendly heroes you need to try, Freya and Dyroth. Let's start with Freya, the divine warrior who turns into a raid boss once she starts swinging. Freya is one of the best beginner EXP laners. Her simple but deadly combo, great sustain and defense, built-in mobility and CC, insane mid-game power spike, and easy item build path. Use skill 1 to jump in, skill 2 to stun, and then activate your ultimate for extra durability and AoE damage. Her passive gives her a shield after every few hits, and her ultimate boosts both her damage and survivability. Her first skill helps you initiate or chase, and her second skill is a reliable stun. After 1 to 2 items, she can easily 1v2 squishy heroes or dive into the enemy backline without fear. Attack speed items like Demon Hunter's Sword or Corrosion Scythe work wonders. And here's the crazy part. Freya is one of the most banned heroes in high-rank matches because once mastered, she can dominate team fights, carry games solo, and be almost impossible to deal with if she gets ahead. If you're a beginner who wants to win and learn teamfight awareness, Freya is the perfect pick. Now let's talk about Dyroth, the Prince of the Abyss. a fast-paced, aggressive fighter built for early game dominance. Very beginner-friendly mechanics, high damage output, sustain and mobility, and low cooldowns. Diroth's skills are simple but powerful, and his passive gives bonus defense reduction automatically. His skill 1 lets him dash in or out of fights, and his ultimate deals burst damage based on the enemy's missing HP. Perfect for finishing off targets. Great for 1v1 duels and lane bullying. You can constantly trade damage and pressure your lane without running out of skills. Diroth is a great hero to learn aggression, dueling, and when to commit or back off. And if you get a small lead with him, it's almost game over for the enemy laner. There are also other great beginner-friendly fighters you can try out, like Ruby, Sylvana, Alpha, Yu Zhong, and even Argus if you like comeback plays and split pushing. Test them out, find what fits your style, and keep climbing. Now let's move on to the most famous and everyone's favorite role in Mobile Legends, the Marksman, also known as the Gold Laner. This is the role where you deal the most damage, carry team fights, and decide the late game. But it's also the most targeted role. You'll be hunted by assassins, dived by fighters, and blamed if the team loses. So if you're a beginner trying to survive and shine in the gold lane, here are 2 marksmen you should absolutely master: Moskov and Melissa. Let's start with Moskov, one of the most aggressive marksmen in the game. Moskov has fast attack speed and strong basic attacks, insane damage potential, high mobility, good stun, and global ultimate. His passive lets his attacks pierce through enemies and hit multiple targets. With just a few items, he can shred tanks and squishies alike. His skill 2 can knock enemies back, and if they hit a wall, they get stunned. Perfect for punishing overextending enemies. His ultimate pierces the entire map and can finish off escaping enemies or steal objectives. Moskov is a great choice if you want to learn positioning, timing, and mechanical gameplay while still having a safety tool to escape fights. And let's be real, there's nothing more satisfying than stunning 2 enemies into a wall at once. Next, let's talk about Melissa, the doll master and one of the most annoying marksmen to deal with when played right. Here's what makes Melissa a fantastic beginner pick. Good mobility, great wave clear, her ultimate is a nightmare for close combat, and skill 1 can hit multiple enemies. She can bully enemies in lane with her skill 1 and good attack range. Her ultimate can keep fighters and assassins out, making her one of the safest marksmen when focused. Her skill 2 dashes her in a direction and boosts her basic attack speed, letting her kite enemies and reposition quickly. Her dolls deal AoE damage, helping her farm fast and apply lane pressure. Melissa is amazing for beginners because she teaches positioning, spacing, and awareness. If you place her skills well, she becomes extremely hard to catch, and assassins hate chasing her. Now, you might be wondering, what about heroes like Mia and Layla? Yes, they're also great for beginners. They have high damage and simple kits, but they don't have any dash or blink skill like Moskov or Melissa. That means once you're caught, it's over. So if you choose to use Mia or Layla in higher ranks, you'll need to master map awareness, positioning, and play safely behind your front line. They can still carry, but they require smarter play the higher you go. Now let's talk about the most underrated but game-changing role in Mobile Legends, the tank, also known as the roamer. A good tank can control team fights, set up kills, protect the squishy backline, and even turn a losing game around with a single play. But the key is picking the right hero. And for beginners, 2 of the best roamers you can start with are Atlas and Beleric. Let's begin with Atlas, one of the strongest teamfight tanks in the game. Atlas has game-changing ultimate, easy-to-understand kit, tanky with strong CC, built-in mobility, and perfect for learning map awareness. Atlas's ultimate, Fatal Links, lets you grab multiple enemies and slam them together, one of the best AoE crowd control skills in the game. His combo is simple: dash in with skill 2, then press ultimate. He slows enemies with his first skill and passively reduces their movement speed. His dash allows him to engage or escape effectively. Atlas rewards players who roam smart, position well, and wait for the right moment to engage. Even in mythic ranks, a well-timed Atlas ult can wipe out the enemy team or win a Lord fight. And let's not forget, His presence alone makes enemies play safer just from the fear of his ult. Now let's move on to Beleric, a very different kind of tank. One who shines through sustain, area control, and passive damage. Beleric takes damage, deals it back, auto-taunt crowd control, massive healing, good for zoning and beginner-friendly playstyle. His passive returns a portion of damage taken as magic damage to nearby enemies, making him dangerous to ignore in fights. His skill automatically taunts enemies who deal damage in a radius, easy CC without needing perfect aim. His ultimate provides AoE roots and healing over time, helping both you and your team survive team fights. Once he walks into an area, it's very hard for enemies to push through. Beleric is the perfect pick for players who want to front line, protect allies, and slowly wear down the enemy without needing flashy mechanics. There are also other solid tanks like Tigreal, Grok, and Lolita that you can explore later. But if you're just starting and want to make an impact right now, Atlas and Beleric are your best bets. So whether you love the hard engage, flashy ult of Atlas, or prefer the passive tankiness and team support of Beleric, both are fantastic beginner roamers that can carry your team even without dealing much damage. Remember, being a tank isn't about kills. It's about vision, crowd control, and protecting your carries. And if you do it right, your teammates will thank you later. Now we've arrived at the most exciting high-risk, high-reward role in Mobile Legends, the Assassin, also known as the Jungler. It's the role that gets the most MVPs, makes the biggest outplays, and, let's be honest, it's everyone's favorite when it comes to showing off. But it's also the hardest role to play without proper map awareness, farm timing, and execution. That's why for beginners, two of the best assassins to learn and dominate with are Saber and Karina. Let's start with Saber, the most straightforward and effective assassin for beginners. Easy combo, great against squishies, fast jungle, clear and simple mechanics are Saber qualities. His ultimate triple sweep locks onto a target and bursts them instantly. His ultimate triple sweep locks onto a target and bursts them instantly. Saber can delete mages, marksmen, and even some fighters with one combo. His skills allow him to move through jungle quickly and gank early. No complicated positioning or combos to master. Just target, press, and vanish. Saber teaches beginners how to prioritize targets, time ganks, and burst enemies efficiently. He's also great in every rank. Even in Mythic, a Saber can completely destroy the backline. Next up is Karina, the magical assassin who's a nightmare to deal with once she gets her core items. Unlike most assassins, Karina deals burst magic damage, which is great for cutting through tanks and supports. Her first skill lets her dash to enemies over and over, especially after getting kills or assists. Her second skill makes her untouchable against marksmen and fighters during key moments. Karina clears jungle camps fast and becomes dangerous early on. You can fight frequently and stay aggressive. There are other strong assassins like Lancelot, Hayabusa, or Ling, but they require high mechanics and practice. So whether you prefer Saber's clean one-shot burst or Karina's relentless resets and anti-MM power, both assassins are perfect picks for beginners who want to dominate the jungle and carry ranked games. Just remember, being an assassin isn't about diving blindly. It's about picking the right target, striking at the right time, and escaping like a ghost. Master that, and you'll be unstoppable. And there you have it, the best beginner-friendly heroes for every role in Mobile Legends. Eudora and Valir for mid lane, Freya and Diroth for EXP Lane, Moskov and Melissa for gold lane, Atlas and Beleric for roam, Saber and Karina for jungle. Each of these heroes is easy to learn, strong in any rank, and can help you climb all the way to Mythic if you play them right. But here's the most important tip I can give you. Pick one hero for each role and focus on mastering it in ranked games. Don't keep switching every match. The more you play one hero, the more confident, experienced, and dangerous you become. Master your pick, learn its limits, and you'll not only win more games, you'll carry them. If this guide helped you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more MLBB tips and tutorials. And tell me in the comments, Which hero are you going to master first? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the battlefield.